Greetings. We are here in the lab. We're in the lab. And we have some special guests with us. And we say all our guests are special on Ron Tell That. Of course, it's Issa Jesus, the angel, Jamal Touré in the house. We got Brother Raymond Fuller in the house also. And we had Dr. Keith Crawford with us also. So I am not certain about what's going on. Okay, Dr. Crawford is with us. And so we say greetings to y'all. Good afternoon to all you all. And also we say to all y'all, share. And then this is a special Run Tell That because it's pertinent for all of us. Because, all our shows are pertinent. And no, I'm not in the lab. I'm in the Justice League headquarters. I'm in the Justice League headquarters tonight. That's where I'm at because I was at the farm. Promised Land got some stuff going on. This weekend, we're going to do the Gleaning of the Greens. That is on Saturday at Promised Land. Uncle Bob's birthday was today, so we're there at the farm. And so, Brother Raymond Fuller, glad to have you in the house with us.
Good to be here.
And so, again, Dr. Crawford, glad to have you in the house also with us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Yes, indeed. So we're going to throw it on out there. Brother Raymond, who are you?
My name is Raymond Fuller, and I'm related to Julius Hall, Pamela Brown Mims, Vanessa Osmond, and that's about it that you know right now. I have 5 kids, Raymond third rather, and then 1 daughter.
I was frozen. You said I was frozen because I didn't want you to mention anything about Julius Hall. That ain't the time for this right now. See how you see again. That's what I know.
He said related.
See, I'm not gonna get into this issue right now. Early
okay,
on,
well,
Tompkins High School. This foolishness. That's what I talk about. Everyone once again, you see, he's rebellious. So yes, he is. But that's all right. We're gonna get into that. But he go. I just said who he is. And so even your own cousin said, you ain't had asked about his family yet. So, Dr. Keith, who are you?
I'm Keith Crawford. I'm from Boston. I'm the director of clinical trials and patient education at Prostate Health Education Network, originally from Texas.
All right. So now we come to you again, Dr. Keith. The question is this. Who are your people?
Anybody that's a Crawford. From Virginia to Texas, we're related.
So, again, guess what? I have Crawfords in my family. We are Georgia, South Carolina Crawfords. Yes.
But you got to understand, Georgia, South Carolina Crawfords, Texas Crawfords all came from Virginia, Georgia, Texas, all of those, it's moving away. It's all of them. They came from one central point. That's out of Virginia and Georgia.
That's right. I just want you ain't got to. That's what we understand. It is about Georgia right now. But okay, I see what's going on. I see what's happening. I see we got the rebellion happening. As always, people got to rebel. That's fine. So now we're gonna go, Brother Raymond. Now, Brother Raymond, you got the floor. Brother Raymond, who are your people?
I am a Fuller, and I've never really did a genealogy but most of the Fullers are from South Carolina, North Carolina, Springfield, Mass. Okay.
Yeah, I was just making sure that you wasn't frozen because you had
Yeah.
stopped. Well, you had stopped.
Yeah.
I
I'm
had
done.
to make sure that the connection was going on.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now the next question is this right here. All right. Who inspires you? What inspires you? Who inspires you or what inspires you, Brother Raymond?
What inspires me?
Yeah. What inspires you or who inspires you? It could be more than one person, more than one thing.
Well, I inspire myself, number one, but people that are close to me, like my pastor, um, Dr. Crawford's the other, Thomas Farrington, my kids drives me to be more than I am. And of course, God.
Okay. All right. All right. And so, Dr. Keith, who inspires you or what inspires you?
God leads, and then the fact that Black men are dying at a higher rate, twice the rate than the majority population in the United States. So every day a Black man is dying. That inspires me to get up. That inspires me to teach. That inspires me to be on your show tonight.
And that's why we do what we do, to give the word to the people. And so with that, we now come to this right here. What song or songs that when you hear it, gives you that give you a rejuvenation that you feel? What song or songs gives you that Dr. Keith?
Mary J. Blige. And
Okay.
it's I got the song in my head, but I can't say it. But Mary J. Blige has a song is kind of inspiring, real upbeat. But I have to think about it. I'll let you know.
Okay. All right. And so, Brother Raymond, and again, we have to say this right here. And to Sister Vanestra, Brother Daniel, Sister Aria, glad to have you all on the show with us. We say share, share, share. Glad to have you all with us. So, Brother Raymond, what songs give you that
It's a song by the Jackson Southerneers, You Brought Me. It's very uplifting. It talks about a life from beginning until the time here, because without him, I wouldn't be here. So you brought me from a mighty long way through trials, tribulations, ups and downs, over hills, valleys, pains. I'm still here. You brought me.
Okay. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And so because with that, then we have people looking at the show, then they'll go and find those songs and also do the same thing. So again, glad to do this. And so now we're going to move into this right here. So Dr. Keith, what is Prostate Health Education Network? What is that?
Prostate Health Education Network is an organization that was established in 2003 by a Black prostate cancer survivor. First thing, he was a Black prostate cancer survivor. Matter of fact, was the first, if you want to talk about historical people in America, which you never hear about, he was the first Black man to open an international computer business starting in the 70s. 23 years ago, he came down with prostate cancer. Notice what I'm saying, 23 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he's still alive. But what he did do was recognize that there, not just for Black men, but for all people with prostate cancer, there was no guidance. When people tell you about cancer, then the next thing you know, you're getting ready to die. And he's 23 years out. And so he created we constantly address the disparity that exists when it comes to Black men and prostate cancer, but we also create tools that all people use on their prostate cancer journey.
Okay. And Brother Raymond, why is that important to you? Why is this important to you? The network.
The network is so important to me because actually, when I was diagnosed with prostate cancer, and like Dr. Keith said, when you first hear that word cancer, you have cancer, your first impression is, oh my God, I'm going to die. And that was my impression until I met Mr. Farrington, who in turn told me that there are treatments and I didn't have to die from cancer. So when I heard that, I immediately, because I was diagnosed with what they call aggressive cancer. And because it took them so long to get to me, I realized that there was something higher than me that caused me to be here. And so with that, I took it and I got in touch with Mr. Farrington. And immediately I saw that through this network, I should be able to help other men who are diagnosed with prostate cancer, because we need that brother to brother communication, that touch, as we can say, to inspire them to know that they don't have to die from cancer because of our race, which is so for lack of a better word, we die, and like Dr. Keith said, we die at an alarming rate, twice that of any other ethnic groups. So that's what inspired me.
Okay. So, throw this out there to you, Brother Raymond. So, when you received the information with regards to the diagnosis, how did that impact you psychologically? What your emotional states? What were some of the things that were going through your mind?
Well, the first thing you run through your mind is if you don't know the enemy, the first thing you think is you're going to die. And that was the first thing on my mind. There is no help because of the word cancer. Where what I found out later on, that prostate cancer is a slow moving cancer. When I heard that, then I said, okay, then I have hope. There is hope for me. But on the flip side of that, I still had to get treatment because the aggressiveness of my cancer, it could have spread. And so when I met Mr. Farrington and we sat down and we talked, and he gave me a couple of doctors to go see, because there are three options now that you have, that men have to try and deal with prostate cancer, and you have to make that decision on your own. And so when I found out, at my age, at the age that I was diagnosed, I said, well, I just need to go ahead and do something, and so that I'll be able to sustain my life a little bit longer. In my mind, in my thinking, so I took the route of having it removed. And once I did that, then I know that, if it was to occur again, then I could take another step. But if I did the other with radiation, I wouldn't be able to go back and remove it. So when I did that, that alone motivated me to go out and tell other men of my journey with prostate cancer, because there are so many options now that we didn't know about that are out there. And I try to reach as many men as I can and tell them about prostate cancer and that they don't have to die from that.
Okay. And so, Dr. Keith, what are some of the things that you've experienced and deal with people and men with regards to when they deal with this issue psychologically, the emotions? What's the impact that you have seen, what you've witnessed, and then how has some of them been able to overcome it? And with regards to your thoughts, you're muted. Hold on a second. You're muted.
Yes.
All right, you're unmuted. Oh.
Yeah. Could I started out with a question?
Mhm.
If I tell you you have stage 4 prostate cancer, what are your thoughts?
The thoughts from some people are going to be that it's the end. It's the end of the world. It's the end of my life. That is over with. And then and for some people, they've been spiral.
Okay. So that is what the majority, if not everybody, thinks. But what happens if I tell you that that's just the stage of the disease? And then even with that disease, there are 4 levels of treatment. And I can put anybody in contact with somebody who is a 14-year survivor with stage 4 disease. But what's happening is that when they hear that, they quit. So that's a problem. And
when you say they quit, elaborate with regard to what's the quitting? What did they quit?
Well, it's time to get my affairs in order. Like exactly what you thought, exactly what the majority of people do. There's a person who thought it was over. They sent him home to prepare them for home hospice. So I have to call him and tell him, you need to get off home hospice because here are the different groups, therapies that you have. So what we do is, we're not Dr. Google. We're a reliable source, Finn. Our information comes from the guidelines that are created by the doctors who create the instructions for doctors to use. So when you come to our site, when you come to Finn Trials or Finn Path for treatment options, this isn't Dr. Google. This is reliable information that we curate, that we look at and review, and the only one in the nation / the world that has this. But it happens to be Black. But you don't hear that on the news. The only one, and I can comfortably say that, because the founder, Finn, sits on the board of the organization, the panel of the organization that writes these guidelines. Keep an eye on guidelines that may better influence certain underrepresented groups in our country. So when we start talking about it, there is a diagnosis that you receive, but the treatment options are enormous. Do you know that there is a treatment option? Oh, let me backtrack a little bit. I call it the case of the patient who had to make a decision between hospice or a holiday. Now, if you had a chance to say, I'd rather go to hospice or go on a holiday, which one would you want?
I'm going on a holiday.
So not only was he restricted to the bed, not only did his wife have to carry him to the bathroom so he could use it, not only was he in severe bone pain, and they gave him a decision to go to hospice, and his decision was not to go to hospice. He had to travel across the globe to receive a therapy. And do you know, in a month, he was walking 2 miles. At the end of 3 months, he was walking 5. And he happened to go on holiday in Paris at the Eiffel Tower. And then you know what else? You know he's Black, and you know Black folks like to play basketball.
We don't play basketball.
Well, he liked to play basketball. And the brother had enough nerve to go from 3 months before, where he couldn't move, to playing 30 and over basketball. Stage 4 disease, about to die. There's hospice. Or what did you want to do? So if somebody gives you that, you can't, I'm not saying that everyone's going to fall in this bucket. But I am saying is don't give up. Look for another option. Speak to us, find us, and then let us help. Do you know that there are clinical trials out there? And so people say, oh, I don't want to participate in a clinical trial. But it's very interesting.
Go ahead.
People who don't have cancer talk about Tuskegee. But the people with cancer say one thing: is it going to save my life? Is it going to help my family? Is it going to be benefit to the world? And they're in it. And what we're seeing is we're at a technology. Would you believe that in the past you had two options? Three options, general options. We're going to cut it out.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shoot you with radiation, your body with radiation over the area. Right. Or we're going to give you a chemotherapy that's toxic, that gets you, there's some side effects associated. Mm-hmm. What happens if I tell you that's 20th century medicine? And that's like horse and buggy compared to Tesla medicine in the 21st century. What happens if I tell you that they have a technology out here that hones in like a missile, a guided missile to the cancer, and releases a radioactive probe that destroys that cancer cell? So envision bees around a honeycomb. And so that therapy is around the cancer, killing it like bees around a honeycomb, even though they're just around, they're not killing the honeycomb, obviously. But that's the visual that we want to see. And what our objective is don't give up. Prepare your journey, because it can be a journey, but you can't give up. Because there's somebody out there who understands what you're going through.
Okay. So we are going to be going to a commercial. We're going to be going to a commercial, but there's some questions. Generally, I'm throwing the questions out, but then, because again, this is a subject matter that is pertinent, that is important and relevant to the lives of many people. And there was a question that was put out there by one of our viewers. And so again, Reverend Betty Jones, glad to have you with us. And so with regards to that, we're going to be coming back, and the producer should be here to go, and one of the producers should go to a commercial right now. We're going to come back with regards to the question, but it's something else that you said, Dr. Keith, that a group of us had a conversation with back in January and pertaining particularly with regards to African people with regard to some of this. So producer, going to a commercial. We are back. This is Ron Tell That, and we have with us Brother Raymond Fuller and Dr. Keith Crawford. And so we're coming back. And so what happened, the producer is Julius Hall, who's the cousin to Brother Raymond Fuller. he has stepped off when he should automatically know to put them commercials like that. But again, that's what happened when you were part of the family of people who went to Tompkins High School. But we leave that alone for right now. So what did happen that I looked at, there was a question that was posed and throw it out there to y'all. And that the question was, with that having removed the prostate, do you still have to take medication on top of that? That was the question. So I felt that, hey, we need to go ahead and ask that, throw that out there to y'all. So Dr. Keith.
If they remove the prostate and your surgical results come back and there's no evidence of any residual, any remaining cancer, any leftover cancer, then normally you don't take any additional medication.
Okay. All right.
But what they're finding out is this: by having the surgical procedure and then adding either the medicine before or afterwards, it can delay the return of the cancer. So remember, we're moving to this era of personalized medicine. So it's not one size fits all, one therapy fits all. It's understanding your makeup, your history, your background, and then designing a treatment protocol that best fits your needs. This is the 21st century. This is personalized medicine, precision medicine, targeted medicine.
Okay. And so now we come to this. And so, Brother Raymond,
Yes.
what is your advocacy with regards? What is your advocacy with regards to this?
Well, I'm the ambassador here in Savannah, and what I do is, I engage churches to talk about prostate cancer, especially the local area, and then I get engaged with other organizations like the 100 Men, to spread the word about prostate cancer as much as I can to help the cause of defeating this disease. That's where I am right now.
Okay. And Dr. Keith, I got a lot going on. People who know me know I do a lot. People still think I'm still teaching classes in college. They still think I'm teaching college classes. People know I farm. People know I do presentations. People know I go speak. I do a lot. I do advocacy. I got to fight for people. I got to fight for land preservation, land retention. I got to make sure Black communities are taken care of. I got to make sure that we have, I also do environmental justice issues. So I got a lot of things I got to do. And I don't have time for somebody to be probing me like that. I don't need somebody probing me like that. I ain't got time for that. Like, what can I do? Don't you have something else? Like, hey, wait a minute. I don't feel like somebody sticking, fingers and other things and probing me like that. So what's up with that, Dr. Keith?
Well, what's up with that is this. You still talking about 20th century medicine. 21st century medicine is a blood test. And so what happens is this: the guidelines in Comeback, the people that have stated these are the guidelines that doctors should follow, state this: Black men, men with African ancestry, or people with African ancestry who are at high risk for prostate cancer should begin screening, talking with their doctor about prostate cancer, and screening, testing for their PSA. If your PSA comes back abnormal, if your PSA, the difference between 1 year from the other, if it doubles, then you'll have a discussion with your doctor, which may have you repeat the PSA and then start a more stratified approach, gradual approach at investigating the problem, which would lead to a digital rectal exam. But for Black men, for Black individuals who are at high risk for prostate cancer, you should begin screening at age 40. For those men who've had prostate cancer, they don't need to stop screening after age 70. So the guidelines are begin at 40 And if you don't have any problems, you can stop at 70. But since we're Black, and you know what happens when everybody else sneezes, we need to just keep on watching it. You may talk with your doctor about being, testing it every year, continue to test it every year. But to answer your question, it's just a blood test.
And to throw it out there, and that when you are dealing with physicians that are engaging in that type of stuff, you say like 20th century, then we need to be assessing that. And so sometimes that comes into play with some of us with regards to the environments that we're in, that sometimes when it comes down to the healthcare, it is not on the same level with regards to other people, and that we have to make sure that we are dealing with physicians who are on top of their game, on top of the information, continuing education. We tell folks that's what it's all about: continuing education, continuing research, and not infuse that. And sometimes we stop.
But I want to say one thing. So what you react, the average person reacts to what he sees. So I'm going to ask you a question. When is Breast Cancer Awareness Month?
That's October.
So when is Prostate Cancer Awareness Month?
Julius Hall said there's none.
Okay, so that in itself, when the media and the people around you across the country don't bring a cancer that impacts 1 in 8 white men and 1 in 6 Black men and 1 in 5 Black men, if you have a family history, you won't know that Prostate Cancer Awareness Month is in September.
But see, now we're gonna go. This is not what I was gonna be doing, but again, this is what we talk about. We talk about miseducation, misinformation, and that's what we do.
No, it's not even miseducation. It's no education.
Well, all that's still part of. So now I'm getting to the dynamic that again is about
Hosea 4:6. I put it out there. People need to read that scripture.
So with regards to miseducation, also involves when you don't provide the people with the information, lack of education, lack of information, that is systems that come into play. And so we address that. And then we talk about health disparities, and this is just one of them. So just throw it out there. Some of y'all know, the people looking at the show, you all don't necessarily know that I have multiple sclerosis. I have MS. Had MS, was diagnosed with MS, and then people see me. They see how I function. They're like, she can't have MS. And people know Jamal doesn't have medication. I don't have injections. I don't have pills. None of that. Because again, when I was not given this, again, understand. That's why when I asked that question about, how it begins to cause you to spiral. But as opposed to, that's why I say sometimes with me it's a little different. That again, I look at, we must find a way through a problem. We must go find a way over it, around it, or underneath it. So that's what we're going to do. But did
you just say you were a farmer? You farm your own food?
Absolutely.
So right then, what your objective was, you produced your own food, you took away the pesticides, and you decrease your inflammatory profile so you can handle your MS.
And with regards to what to eat also. So, and that's why I see now you make me go forward. See, because I wasn't going to try again because I was trying to be nice with y'all. I was not going to get, because they said, Jamal gets radical, but I said this subject matter here.
But Ray, Ray told me you need to bring your game.
Oh, now he said, okay.
He said bring your game. He said bring your game.
So okay.
He said bring your game. Don't be like pussyfooting around here. I said
that's what I'm talking about. That was Dr. Betty Jones. You asked about should you have more than one doctor's opinion, but then also that's when we'll get health. With regard to health maintenance, that we tell folks, we look at a system that is not necessarily about health maintenance, but we have to take charge of our health maintenance. And so what are the things that can play a role with regard to health maintenance? I'm going to throw it out there to you first, Brother Raymond. Like, what are the things that you saw with regard to your health maintenance that had to come into play, how it basically transformed to who you are right now and as you go forward?
The first thing I realized is that I had to change my whole diet. Things I used to eat, I just couldn't eat anymore. And then I found out the things that was beneficial to me and my health. The different types of food, vegetables, fruits, more water, things of that nature. So, and going forward, I have to watch my weight, because your weight does play, and continue to get checkups. Number one, and that's what I do. That's what changed me and caused me to be where I am. I don't eat a lot of fast food anymore. I don't know when the last time I've had fast food. A lot of salads, not too much as fried food. Of course, can't get away from the fried fish and the fried chicken, but
see, it's just...
but jokingly I say that, but yes, I don't, and so that's what I have to do. That's what inspired me.
Okay, Dr. Keith, Julius Hall got us with a fried catfish and spaghetti dinner routine every Friday. That's what he got us on. He got us fried catfish and spaghetti, because he said that's what they do in Mississippi. So he's bringing it to Georgia for us. And we've been having that for the past 6 months right now. So with regard to that, so what does diet play? How can it help? How does it help with regard to maintenance? And after, we have now been diagnosed and we're now recovering and in the healing process.
And so, did you want to defer that question, because y'all won't have any more fried fish anymore when I get there?
Go ahead. No, we need you to talk about that. I said, you got it. Ray told you.
So it's very important to recognize what you began the program with. And what you began the program with was this: where are you from?
Exactly.
You're not from Georgia. You're not from Europe. And if you think 400 years is not a long time, when the people that you originate from were there for thousands of years, and the food that they ate were there for thousands of years. Now, all of a sudden, we're in a country, which is our country too, where we have mixtures of foods from different walks of life. So wherever that food originated from really supported those folks. So in our case, we weren't eating a lot of beef. And if you want to put us into the Mediterranean diet, we surely weren't eating no fried food. And sweet potatoes, vegetables, we were eating a lot of vegetables. We weren't eating a lot of fried food. And I just, anytime you can take I won't name the name of the drink, you could take a soda that's so corrosive that people would use it to scrape the corrosion off the battery so they can start their car, but you drink it. So what we're talking about is we have to be very aggressive. Luckily, there's no snow outside. But if you needed to get rid of the crime scene, you could use it.
It's his cousin, the producer.
I'm just saying that we have to be very aggressive. You know what? This is what everybody needs to understand. Cancers love sugar. And the diet, I'm not going to point the finger because about a company, but marketing wants people to eat their product so they can get in your pocket and get your money. So drinking a lot of water is what you need to do. You need to also eat a lot of green leafy vegetables is what you need to do. But the concept of fried foods and oils are not something that we evolutionarily ate and ingested. And if you went to a fast food place, there is no way in the world that a milkshake, large order of fries, a double cheeseburger is going to be under 200 calories.
So what are you saying? What are you saying? Sound like a conspiracy to me. What are you saying, please?
What I'm saying is there's no conspiracy if you know what you need to do. So what you need to do is, man, you have a vehicle, you have a car, right?
Yes.
In your glove compartment, what do you have in your car? A manual.
Yes.
Tells you how to operate your vehicle. Now we have a spiritual manual, which is the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the ability to have access to a wide variety of information that's freely available on the internet or reliable sources. We have to then take control of our bodies and not give it away. The doctor, people don't blame the doctor, because the doctor's your consultant. He's not your manager. He's your consultant.
Okay.
And it's important, especially for young folks right now, we have to begin to regain control of our bodies, our nutrition, and understanding and learning more about how our bodies operate. Don't say there's no information out there, because there's a lot of reliable information, even though I made, Dr. Google, when it comes to prostate cancer, we're more reliable than Dr. Google. Significantly more reliable. Let me put it that way.
WebMD.
I said I'm saying what I said before was, when it comes to understanding the treatment options that are available for prostate cancer patients, Finn is the leader. I didn't put us in front of WebMD because WebMD doesn't update your treatment guidelines as soon as they become available. And there's information that may be in there for some time. And we'll go to WebMD and ask them, what ethnic group has the highest incidence of prostate cancer and dies at 2.1 times the rate, and then come back and tell you right now, just in case we had slides, I can tell you right now what's going on in Savannah. I can tell you right now, Chatham County. Okay, Chatham County. Black men, the rate of new cases is 194 new cases per 100,000 black men. You know what it is for non-black folk?
What is it?
109. You know that disparity is 77%. But you know that disparity jumps. So if I ask you the same question, what's the rate of black men dying compared to that of the majority in your state? 256% higher rate.
Really?
46 per 100,000 compared to 13. Now, this isn't Dr. Google. This is the United States of America National Cancer Institute.
Okay.
The State Cancer Profile, the SEER program. Georgia, Chatham County, Atlanta, Fulton County, 198 per 100,000 incidents, 43.1 death rate. Augusta, Richmond County,
Yes.
52.2 death rate per 100,000. And then if you're not careful, you don't collect the data for the majority of the counties in your state.
Okay.
We don't have enough information. So tonight, the people who are listening to you tonight may have never heard this before.
Yes.
And did you know this? That simple blood test, if you detect prostate cancer early, your life expectancy for 5 years, what do you think it is?
Tell me.
Now I'm asking you.
I'm not certain. I'm taking it all in right now. I'm processing.
What is it? 50%? 60%? 80%? 100%?
90%.
100%.
100%. Okay.
What's your 10-year survival if you detect it early?
100%.
95, above 95%.
Okay.
So you see, we have to detect. Why is it that throughout the country, it's not like we haven't been in existence.
Right.
Like all of a sudden, it's diversity and inclusion and disparity is the buzzword.
Mm-hmm.
When we've been doing this since 2003.
Okay.
Not just doing it in Boston, nationally, on Capitol Hill, working with the Congressional Black Caucus, working with the Senate to pass resolutions for early detection screening for people, Black men. But you don't know about us. Every single individual who has at risk for prostate cancer should know we exist.
Yes. What we're going to do, we're going to need to take a commercial break because the producer who's drinking Coca-Cola,
Right.
Sprite now,
it don't matter.
he like, we should have gone to a commercial. We're going to go to a commercial and come back. We're going to get some information as to how people can contact you all. So again, Ms. Producer, commercial.
Hi, I'm Katie Brewington and I'm running for Magistrate Court Judge. Magistrate Court is often called the People's Court because people represent themselves or are pro se litigants. Magistrate Court handles civil claims up to $15,000, dispossessory proceedings, pre-warrant applications, and good behavior bonds. I'm a great candidate for judge because I have the experience, compassion, and drive to get the job done. I have been a probation officer, a criminal defense attorney, a solicitor, and a municipal court judge, and I will take all of that experience to get the job done. So remember, vote Katie Brewington, May 21st, from Magistrate.
And we are back. Run tell that. We have with us Brother Raymond Fuller, Dr. Keith Crawford. And so we'll come to this right here because the information we know y'all been looking at. And so Pam, did you ever respond? Pam, did you ever respond? If Pam didn't respond, then that means Pam is not here. So I'm just throwing it out there. So Brother Raymond Fuller.
Yes.
How can people contact you? Let me back up. What is the area? Is it just Chatham County? Are you from Chatham County to Camden County and some other counties going inland? So is it just Chatham County or other counties? So, and how can people contact you?
Well, they can contact me through, I have my telephone number actually is, if I can give it out over the air.
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. My telephone number is 860-997-9599. My email address is Ara, as in Ray, Fuller, F-U-L-L-E-R, Junior, J-R, the number 1, @gmail.com. You can reach me through those two entities. So, and I will be able to talk to you and give you more information that I can't give you right now.
And you can repeat it again.
Okay.
Both the telephone number and email address. My
name is Raymond Fuller Jr. My telephone number is 860-997-9599. My email address is Ara, as in Ray, Fuller, F-U-L-L-E-R, Junior, J-R, the number 1 @gmail.com.
Okay, and we appreciate that. And Dr. Crawford, we want to unmute you. So, Dr. Crawford, how can someone get in touch with Contact Finn? What's the route they can do that? What's the sources for them to be able to contact Finn?
So they can either contact Ray directly, or they can get in contact with us through, we kind of keep everything simple, rapcancer.org.
Okay.
If you want early detection screening information, and matter of fact, there is, we also created a Finn Church .org that exists. And what that does is that we're working with churches throughout the nation, and we will provide the educational material, either set up, if you have an access online, we'll set up your online portal so you always have constant information from us that we provide. We're not trying to ask, we don't ask for money from people. So we're different than some of the other cancer advocacy groups who are trying to run marathons and collect money from you. We don't have time for that. What we're focusing on is making sure that we create the educational materials so you're aware of it. So you can call us directly and I think Ray's number, and then we can get in contact with you. If it's an emergency situation, it doesn't matter. You will get a call back within 24 hours. If I don't call you if I call you when you call, I'll call you within 24 hours and we'll try to figure out something. And that means if just to kind of talk and organize your thoughts, it's also what clinical trials that are available. So again, we didn't tell you that we look at all the actively recruiting clinical trials in the United States every month. And I determine which ones and put them in a bucket for people to read and review. If you find something that you want, you call us and I'll help navigate you through the clinical trial process. I mean, Finn is on call because there's nobody else there. But we can be reached that way.
Okay. And what's the website again?
We can go with rapcancer.org,
Right.
which is short for Prostate Health Education Network.org. FinnPSA, .com, which is early detection and screening. FinnPath, which is the treatment pathway, so it's FinnPath.com, and FinnTrials.com, which is for the clinical trials. FinnChurch.org also, to have to create a relationship with the church. And again, these relationships are free. And if you need educational material, so we can send it down to you for your events, and talk with us and see, we can kind of coordinate activities. Especially, Ray's the ambassador for the region and for the state. So we always have a point person in the state.
And so that's what I was going to come to. And you're in all 50 states and the District of Columbia?
Yeah.
Okay. And what about territories of the United States?
Well, like I said before, we have an air game and a ground game. If our ground didn't get you there, our air game will get you there. Okay. So we do. We have a month survivorship meeting at the second Tuesday of each month. That's hosted at one of the famous Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, which is one of the leading cancer institutes in the world, and we host it there. We have a hybrid. People come in, and we have Facebook Live a promotion throughout the nation. Well, really throughout the world. And interestingly, this last episode, we had about 4,000 views coming out of Poland.
Okay.
So there are people that recognize the message that we're providing, and the help that we are providing is beneficial for everybody.
Okay. And the ticker tape below has been giving information with regards to contact information. So again, the ticker tape below is giving contact information, also website information. And so we are appreciative of them, the work that they're doing, because I'll share this with you all. Run Tell That is the little brother show of all the shows on the Our Black Media Network. We are the little brother show. All the other shows are able to do marathons. They do marathons, Doc, Brother Raymond. They do marathons. Yeah. They have 5-hour shows, 12-hour shows. They have 13-hour, 24-hour shows. We have only 57 minutes, Yes. But the information here has been pertinent and important as always with all our guests. And so with regards, we'll not be able to do our shows without our advertisers. And that is Davis Johnson Bozeman Law Firm out of Atlanta, Savannah, and Statesboro offices. One Price Cleaners located in Garden City in the Farmers Market. Kim's Cafe at 714 MLK Junior Boulevard. And Shepherd Food and Gas. Don't ride by, stop by. And so again, we'll not be able to do it. But if not for them, we wouldn't be able to have our shows. And so we appreciate them. We appreciate you all with regard to the work that you're doing. And so with regards to Pam, the question was, Are you still there? That's what Vanessa had asked. Vanessa had asked, are you still there, Pam? So that's why we want to make sure you were still there, because Vanessa had asked, you hadn't responded. So I guess we got that. So what we're going to do, because we're winding down, we're going to let you all give the words with regards to what the people looking at the show, what should they get right now? What do you want them to know right now, Brother Raymond? What do you want the people looking at the show? What do you want them to get? What's the word? The word of inspiration, word of insight, the word of education, or enlightenment, whatever you want to give them.
The thing I'd love for people to take away from this show is to let them know that there is hope for American Black men through the website of FIN. That the information and that they need to go to find is found at FIN at rapcancer.org. And I'm the other vehicle that they can get a hold to, which my number is right on the screen. You can always call me. It doesn't matter. If you want to talk, you need to talk, you can call me at any time. It doesn't matter. I'm on call just like Dr. Keith. So give me a call, email. Everything is always confidential.
Okay. Dr. Keith, what's the word that you want the people to get? Insight, information, what do you want them to leave with? Inspiration?
Well, there's one thing I always like to say. I throw some biblical stuff in Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. So now we're telling you, Black men need to begin screening at age 40. Don't give up. If you have a relative, a brother, a cousin, and they have cancer, and I'm going to tell you this too. Now, in the 21st century, they're creating medicines that are based upon your genetic makeup. So if you have prostate cancer and carry the gene, if you have a daughter, she may be at risk for breast cancer. But the one thing that we could say is this: you are not alone.
Okay.
Right.
So you can call us. You don't have any excuse. No excuse. Call.
All right. And we're glad we've had with us Dr. Keith Crawford, Brother Raymond Fuller, and with regards to FIN. And so now we have to ask this last question. This question is an important question. And this question, we said to everyone they need to get the answer correctly. And so the question is, what is the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia, the best high school in the entire country? Dr. Keith.
Well, that's straight up. That's my high school. That's SU.
Okay. All right. So it's not. His high school is Herschel V. Jenkins High School, Heaven V. Jenkins High School. Thank you, Dr. Keith.
No. Tompkins High School is the best. Tompkins.
I didn't even come to you yet, Brother Raymond.
That's all right. I'm gonna let you. Don't mute me.
I'm going to mute you myself. I'm going to mute you.
You're gonna ask me that? I'm saying y'all. I'm gonna let y'all fight. I'm just a visitor.
But you understand, it's HVJ. Thank you. 1800 East Durant Avenue. God is the first alumnus of HVJ. So the rest of them, that's why we understand the hate. So, Brother Raymond, go ahead and let us know what is the best high school. The producer muted you.
No, you muted me.
All I can tell you is the best prostate cancer advocacy organization is FIN.
Yeah,
okay,
right.
Okay.
There you go. That's the best.
That's fine. But you got muted, Brother Raymond. That was God. God muted you. So that's what happened. And so this has been Ron Tell That. Glad to have you all with us. And we say to everyone, share. The information is correct. That's right. The producer put it right down there. Heavens V. Jenkins High School. God loves HVJ. And that what happened. Ron Tell That, the shows last week, the week before, have been the top rated shows on the Our Black Media Network. Could not have done it without you all. We appreciate you all, and we constantly come back. Next week, we have a special surprise. We want to deal with some Black scuba divers, so that's what we're doing next week. So again, glad to have you, Dr. Keith, Brother Raymond. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
And is Thule back in the country yet? Is Thule back in the country yet?
No, she's on the way back.
She's on the way back. Yeah.
Yes.
You better have me some gifts to her and Rayvon, leaving me in the country like this. They're going overseas.
Well,
Good.
you know,
Glad to have you.
better watch out for them cyber attacks.
Yeah.
That's your next episode.
What's up,
Dr.
Jamal?
We're gonna have you on again. We're gonna
Okay.
have you on again.
We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We have a lot of stuff to talk about.
See what this has been Run Tell That. Glad to have y'all with us. We see y'all next week. Peace and blessings.
Peace.
Like this.